This is a peak strategy. So yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with balloons right now. So obsessed that I was really interested in redrawing a hero in my style, and I thought it'd be a really fun activity. I played this game back when I was a kid, when it first came out on my little iPad, because it was a co-op game first and foremost. I was really into playing games with my cousins and stuff, and we would only have iPads. We didn't have computers or anything back then. I was kind of an iPad kid, though I wouldn't say it was just an iPad. I think I had like a Dell tablet, which is kind of crazy because I feel like most people either go for a Samsung or an Apple, but I had a Dell tablet, and my other two cousins had an Apple iPad. So we decided to play a lot of games that usually had a lot of co-op, like Minecraft Pocket Edition or Bloons Tower Defense 6. And I recently revisited the game because I wanted just a very fun game to play on my computer, nothing to take too seriously, but I can just log my mind off and then I can just kind of calm down playing this game. And I so happen to run into Bloon Tower Defense 6 again, and it has been a blast to return. I'm currently level 101, so I've been playing the game a lot. I've been trying to get 3 medals for every single stage of the game, and so far I'm, I think, halfway through. I'm about to complete all the intermediate maps, and all I have left is the advanced maps and the expert maps. I don't know how many there are, but I assume there aren't as many as intermediate or beginner maps, so I think I'm halfway there. And then my next goal is to probably start tackling the events, but I kind of want to do that with some friends, so I'm trying to get them on to Bloon Tower Defense 6, but it's kind of hard to, because when they're used to playing Elden Ring and games like Smite 2 or League of Legends, it's kind of hard to transfer them over to a tower defense game, since the last time they played it was probably something like Plants vs. Zombies. So it has been a wild ride, but I've been having a crap ton of fun with this game, and so I really wanted to draw Sauda, which is a hero from Bloons Tower Defense 6. So before we show off the Clip Studio time-lapse and I discuss how I went from drawing her in-game to actually drawing her in my own style, I do want to talk about Sauda and Bloons Tower Defense heroes specifically, because I just want to catch up to those who are uninitiated. So if you know about the game, if you played it, if you are just here for the drawing, just skip forward. But I'm going to explain a little bit about the game and why I chose Sauda specifically. Got it? Cool. Okay, so here we have is Sauda, which is my favorite hero from Bloons Tower Defense 6. And you can call me lame because she's the strongest hero in the game. I've heard that she's the strongest, whatever. When I joined the game, I just picked whoever was there that looked super cool, and Sauda just so happened to be the first one I picked, and that's it. I just very much enjoy her. Regardless, what is a hero in Bloons Tower Defense 6? So essentially, you have your usual monkeys, which are like your primary, your military, your support monkeys, and your magic monkeys, like any other game from 1 through 5. But in addition to that, you have specialized monkeys that are a lot stronger. They usually have unique characteristics, unique designs, and the difference between a hero monkey and a normal monkey is that once you place them down, you don't necessarily upgrade them. You can spend more money to get them stronger, but they evolve on their own, and they give you special abilities that you can cast, and they just get stronger as the game progresses. Every single time the round ends, they gain XP and get a lot stronger. And so I thought they would be the perfect subject for me to draw in my own style, because they're recognizable characters with names of each ones, and they don't have different paths where they have varying different looks. So I thought it was pretty simple, pretty nice, and it's pretty quick to get attached to them. Like if you like a specific hero, you like a specific hero. You carry them wherever you go, and it's kind of like your main if this was like a hero shooter, right? So it made perfect sense to me that I would just pick a hero to play. If you're wondering what my favorite monkey is, though, it's the glue gunner. I love the glue gunner. He's super sick. I don't know why I like him so much, but he is pretty dope. So to finalize this part of the section, I'm going to threaten Ninja Kiwi. Ninja Kiwi, I'm an artist that likes your game. I can draw anything I want of your game, and I can make whatever I want. If you don't want me posting anything crazy, I want you to give in to my demands. So please give me a Glue Gunner Paragon upgrade, and I will spare your community with my, let's just say, not so safe for work art. Thank you. So let's move on to the Clip Studio time-lapse. Okay, so this is the drawing itself. We have it pulled up. We're going to look at it a little bit more closely and talk about it a little bit more. So this is my version of Sauda. Now, before we get into anything, I do want to mention that if you paid attention closely to the time lapse, there is something missing here. There was originally an intention to have bandages right here because Sauda on her reference has bandages on her tail. Now, obviously, she doesn't have a tail, so I did intend on putting bandages on this leg. I also did forget this flip-flop strap right here. If we were to turn this back on and off, I did forget about it. I don't know why I forgot about the bandages and this, but I guess it just didn't cross my mind. So I do intend on fixing it. It's just this video got so far in before I realized it that it kind of sucks, but I intend on fixing it before I post it on Instagram. Regardless, I hope you guys are still okay with this drawing, despite that I forgot kind of some, especially the bandages. I'm really peeved with the bandages because I really wanted to add this portion of the tail to the bandages on her left foot, that is. But regardless, hopefully it doesn't ruin it. So how do I feel about the piece? First off, I actually feel pretty good about it. Now, this is one of the first few pieces I've done in a while that have some level of foreshortening to it, where the hand is sticking further out, the hand is further back. I do think the proportions are off. I do think it's a little bottom heavy, and the look of the hands do look quite large in comparison to the reference. Do I think it's so distracting that it looks horrible? No. Do I think I definitely notice it every single time I focus a slight bit more on the drawing? Yes. I do think it's a little off, and I think it's a little off-putting. That's what I would fix if I were to go back to like my initial sketches and my initial line work. I would kind of tweak that a little bit more by moving stuff around. That is one thing I would change. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the drawing. The coloring is actually something I'm really happy about. I've been having a lot of trouble with how I want to color things, but I think I've settled on the overall cell shading. I do like cell shading with a little bit of gradients from airbrushing and stuff. I do enjoy it. I haven't really gotten used to dealing with bounce lighting and different hues and stuff, and I do want to get better at it. But in general, I think I just need more practice with different tools because I'm kind of stuck. I want to paint in a more painterly style, but from what I have from my skill currently, I think this cell shading does look good. I don't think it's horrible, and I'm happier than I was at least last video. So that's also a major up. What is one thing I really like about this piece though is the cloth folds. I feel like because a lot of the clothing that Sauda wears is relatively flowy and kind of like it drifts a lot with a lot of flowing and movement, I think it was really easy to get confused with all the folds and stuff, but I think I dealt with it pretty well. I think I drew it pretty well with it looking pretty realistic to what the actual outfit would look like. Now, I don't think it's perfect. You can argue that this isn't the way it's going to be like so jagged. You could argue that there should be a little bit more folds here, especially when it's pressed up against this metal plate in the center. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it because there's no glaring issue that ruins the whole piece or it's really distracting. So I would say overall, pretty solid. Now, let's talk about some design choices I made for her. There's specifically two things I do want to point out. One, the sword. I did forget this. God, I noticed another thing I forgot. Okay, I will be adding this as well. But one thing is that the sword, I couldn't find an exact equivalent in Korean history of what this giant blade would be. So it's supposed to be a Chinese dao. I'm going to make it look a little bit more like it if I can change the hilt of the sword. If not, just know that it's supposed to be a Chinese dao. I get that it's supposed to be Korean because I think Sauda is a Korean-based character. But I couldn't find a sword that matches this giant size and this width of the blade. Second, there's this a middle part right here that kind of folds up and it's wrapped around this red kind of strap. I couldn't find an exact Korean warrior that had something like that, but I did find someone who was wearing a giant metal plate to protect its vital organs in the center with like this giant black plate. So I substituted this little spiky thing for that giant plate instead, since I feel like it was a close enough substitution that it made a little bit more sense, and I did see photos of a Korean warrior having it. So those are the two main changes I've made to the drawing. Overall, though, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm sure I'm going to hate it later on, and I'm sure I'm going to hate having to fix this and this, but right now, as it stands, I'm chilling, okay? So, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching me rant and talk for way too long about a fictional monkey character in a Bloons Tower Defense game. But regardless, if you did enjoy, please leave a like. please subscribe. Please comment if you'd like to. If you have any suggestions of what I should draw next, what character I should do, maybe do another Bloons character, or you just have something to say, go ahead and comment. I read every single one. If you have any specific critiques you want to give my drawing, please throw them my way. I actually do look forward to those if you have critiques, because I do want to improve better. So that would be fantastic. Regardless, thank you for watching all the way through. Thank you for sticking around for so long, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take good care, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye bye.